Oh, hi. I'm Christy. I'm the children's librarian at the Pierre Marquette District Library in Clare, Michigan. And today I'd like to talk to you about Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl by Jessie Andrews. So what is this book about? This is the story of Greg Gaines, who is a high school student who has an interesting thing going on in his high school, and that he doesn't really have any friends, but he's kind of friendly with everyone. And that's kind of how he wants it to be. He's sort of trying to blend into the periphery of his high school and just go on unnoticed. Greg makes films with his co-worker, Earl. I say co-worker because that's the term Greg uses. Again, he's so afraid of being something that he can't even have one friend, so Earl is the person he makes films with, his coworker, even though we hang out all the time and we're clearly best friends. So then, because Greg is a kind of awkward guy, he's had a couple of dating faux pas in his past. And one of these faux pas went back when he was in like the 6th grade, was this girl, Rachel, who he finds out in the very beginning of the story, I'm not spoiling anything for you, I promise, has cancer. And so the whole story is about him kind of coming to terms with this person that he was really kind of awkward to and really continues to be awkward to throughout the course of the novel. And it's really his story of relating to her and her disease. If you've experienced illness between a classmate, sometimes it can be really awkward. And I really feel like that feeling of not knowing what to do and not knowing how to deal with illness, but feeling like you have to do something is really what this book is about. It's really about Greg's that he feels dealing with someone who has cancer. I also really love Earl, the co-worker. Earl could have easily been kind of the token black sidekick character that I think you see in a lot of novels, like this, like, hey, let's be diverse as an afterthought thing. But he really holds his own in the story and has a depth that I think goes beyond tokenism, and I'd be interested to hear what you think, because I'm certainly not an expert on this. He is a really complex guy who is angry and loving and vulgar and hilarious and sweet all at the same time. At times, I think he can be Greg's conscience a little. And also he is reflective of Rachel because he has a harder life than Greg will ever have and is going through more crap in his life than Greg is going through, and Greg has never really been supportive of him. He's kind of always been on the periphery of Greg's life. Greg doesn't want to get close to him, and Greg certainly is too wrapped up in himself to really do anything kind for Earl. So I think that Earl kind of stands as another example of Greg's shortcomings as a narrator and the ways in which he learns to put himself aside by the end. So that's Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl by Jessie Andrews. Young adult contemporary fiction at its finest, in my opinion. I recommend you hopping down to your local library and picking it up. I'll see you next week.